Hi, y'all. Tracy, Trials of a Long-Haired Girl. I am back again. Yeah, I've decided to record in another location tonight. So you probably will not see this until Wednesday, and hopefully it's not too terribly dark. But Robbie with Fricky Fit Wolf challenged me in his video that he posted on the 21st to answer some questions. So here I am to answer some questions that Robbie asked. Okay, first of all, let's see. What was my highest weight? Well, I'll be honest, I swear at one point it was like well over 200. Um, in some of my really old books, while I could find them, I could not read the information in them because they're really old. They were like from 2004. But I did find this one from 2010, which says that on November 13th of 2010, I was 200.6 pounds. Y'all, I'm 4'10". 200.6, that's a lot of weight on this little body. So while I'm not there now, I'll be really thankful that I'm not there now. But I do believe at one point I was closer to like 210. But I can't confirm that now because I can't find or I can't read my older books. What diets or other methods of weight loss have you done? For years, I have done a lot of walking with Leslie Sansone off and on. I've done Weight Watchers. I've done Slim Fast. I've done Atkins. I've done, I can't even tell you what it was called, but it was, no, I won't even say that I think that it might have been this particular thing that seems to be making a comeback right now because I honestly don't remember. But what I do remember is it's two little wafers about yay big, or maybe three little wafers about yay big, and you replace two of your meals with these little wafers about yay big that were in different flavors. My mother and I tended to like the butterscotch ones, I think it was. But I would rearrange my meals on Thursdays because Thursdays in the cafeteria was chicken fried steaks day, and I like some chicken fried steak. But yeah, that was a hot mess. I've starved myself. Um, yeah, I don't even like to say that out loud now. I never was one to binge and purge in the traditional sense. I can't make myself, yeah, okay, not going there. Why did or why are you losing weight? Honestly, I want to feel better in my own skin. I want to be around for my children. And one of the biggest things for me is I made a promise to my children when my mother died that I would not do to them what my mother did to me. I don't want to be so riddled with health problems that I can control that I don't get a handle on things. So my mother was diabetic. She also had heart problems. And there were things that she might have changed, but she didn't. And that doesn't change anything now. But I don't want to be in that situation where I've gone so far that I can't change. What's your favorite food? Honestly, Robbie, I think you struggled with this one, but I can tell you right now, if I have to pick one, like one food, first rattle out of the box, first thing that pops into my head and is fixing to come out my mouth, macaroni and cheese. I love me some macaroni and cheese. You can't you can't just put any old macaroni and cheese in front of me. My aunt figured that out the hard way when she used to hide the box from me. And she would whip it up, and of course, this was before Velveeta shells and cheese and all the other macaroni and cheeses that have come out since then. Um, she would she would try to go get the Cost Cutter brand and put it on the table without me ever seeing the box, and I would taste it and look at her and go, "This ain't Kraft," because I knew. I just knew. To this day, I can't say Kraft is my absolute favorite. Now, if you're talking the Kraft Deluxe, I like the Kraft Deluxe. I like Velveeta shells and cheese. I like the Simple Truth brand of, shells and cheese. Um, I like to make it myself. Although, honestly, I have to tell you, I am not a huge fan of the breadcrumbs on there. I know why they're there. I'm just not a big fan of bread in my macaroni and cheese. Just give me more cheese. Not asking too much, right? Okay. I should move on before this gets too long. How do you reward your accomplishments? Honestly, I've not been doing as well at this as I should. Um, and I really think I need to pay a little more attention to some self-care. I do about every 4 to 6 weeks, sometimes every 8 weeks, I will go in and get a manicure and a pedicure. In some of my earlier videos, if you noticed, my nails were very long. And now, my nails are very short. Why, you ask? Well, one broke down to the quick, and I'm not one of those people that can tolerate uneven fingernails. My mother was a beautician, and I can't do that. So that's one of the things that I need to focus on, though. I need to focus on some more self-care. Aside from the manicures and the pedicures occasionally. I did in August, I went and got a 2-hour massage, which made me hurt for weeks because I hadn't had one in so long. But I enjoyed it while it was going on. But I think that that's maybe something that I need to add back in. I've been talking to Robbie about doing Epsom salt baths. And something else that I forgot that I really enjoyed, and I think I need to start trying to do again, is I need to go sit in the sauna. I used to love the sauna. Anyway, so I'm thinking that maybe I need to focus on doing some of those smaller things for myself, once a week, and get away from rewarding myself with food, which I used to have a big tendency to do. What was your most rewarding non-scale victory? Now that one is hard for me. But I think, though, one of the big things, and something I've been planning for a few years, a friend that I met at Weight Watchers, she and I had talked about doing this, and I think that when I hit my goal weight, I am going to go get a personal shopper. I'm going to get a personal shopper, and I'm going to have them help me dress for my height and my figure, and yeah. Now, you may notice that there's a lot of things that you don't see me wear. I try not to wear anything that's too low cut or anything like that. Um, it's it's my own personal belief, as well as a religious belief. I'm modest, y'all. There was a time when I may not have been, but I am now, and I feel like the only person who needs to see my body besides me is my husband, because, we're married. Um, so yeah. Um, what will you do at Goal? I'm going to get a personal shopper. And I'm going to get a whole new wardrobe. That's my plan. Now, hopefully, we'll be in a decent financial place when that happens and I can afford to do that. But that is what I want to do. What diet or plan are you on now? I'm on Weight Watchers. I'm doing freestyle. I know that a lot of people don't like it. A lot of people struggle with it. And honestly, let me just tell you, I think that a big part of the reason why it works for me is because when I'm at home or when I'm at work, um, I have a scale. I have measuring cups. I weigh, I measure, I track even my 0 point foods because it's something that I know that I need to do. Because if I don't track it, I can pretend it didn't happen. And that's not good for me. Not at all. So yeah, I weigh, track, measure. But one thing that I really like about freestyle is the fact that if I'm not at home or at work, if we're on vacation, if, we're out eating somewhere, I can guesstimate what that chicken breast is or, what I'm having. And I don't have to be as precise. And I'm okay with that. So I feel like it gives me the freedom to do that when I have to. But for the most part, I try to stick with what I can, what I can weigh and measure. And honestly, my vegetables, I'm not as particular about that. Because, unless it's potatoes. But most of the rest of it, not so much. Um, what was the first habit you changed at the start of your weight loss journey? I tracked. I tracked everything. I planned. I tracked. I may not have cooked as much as I needed to cook, although, let me tell you, tracking what I did helped a ton. Because a lot of it I would go to Taco Bell a lot or Wendy's. Um, Wendy's burnt me. They swear it didn't happen. It did. There was something growing in my lettuce. So I still can't have a salad from there. I have finally gone back and eaten there. Like Sunday week ago, I had a baked potato with chili and cheese, but I can't eat anything. I can't eat a salad. Can't do it. So tracking was definitely the first habit I changed at the start of my weight loss journey. And let me tell you, my nightly meals at Jack in the Box, when I had to track that, oh buddy, that hurt. Um, my favorite body part. I have to say, I think I probably have two. I like my hands, and I like my eyes. I do. I like my eyes. Um, And it makes me very happy when, like I've told my husband this, when I make him smile and it goes all the way to his eyes, there's something about that that makes me happy. But I like my eyes. I show a lot of expression, I think, through my eyes. Um mm, Non-scale victory or non-scale goals. So, again, I want to be comfortable in my own skin. I want to be healthy. I don't I don't want to be skinny, honestly. My goal weight that's on record right now with Weight Watchers still will have me in the obese category. Um, but honestly, it's what I weighed when I got pregnant with my son almost, well, no, I guess pregnant. I got pregnant with him 29 years ago. Um, so yeah, it's the same weight as when I got pregnant with him. I had a 28-inch waist. I wore a size 7. It's been a hot minute since I could say that. Um, but I want to get down to that goal weight. But my first one before that is I want to get to 152. I believe that's what I weighed when I gave birth to him. What makes losing weight hard for you? And what are your biggest challenges? Not tracking. When I think, oh, I don't need to track that, that's a big challenge for me. Um, I have figured out, I think for most things, I can adapt. Um, I can change things up. I can use a little something less. Like, if you watched my meal planning video, my Denver omelet inspired casserole, um, has 4 ounces of half and half in it to make my eggs fluffy. Why? Because I like it. And I don't mean fat free half and half. I mean, it's the full fat stuff. But I take the point hit for it. That's it's my personal preference. Um, and that's one of the things that this journey is about. It's about finding what works for you and making it happen. So, um, but yeah, those are kind of and when my body aches so bad that I don't want to get up and move, that also makes it hard. Um, the number one best tip for losing weight: track it. If you put it in your mouth, if you put it to your lips, track it because it's important. Because you know what? In 2 weeks, you're not going to remember that you had 3 sodas in one day. You may not remember it the end of the week. Because, there are times that I look back and go, what did I eat on Monday? On Friday? Because you know what? That's one of those things that it's not meant for me to hold on to that. It's not important. It's not important to anybody else but me. So I would rather track it or, honestly, pre-track. I try to pre-track when I can. In fact, when I went to bed last night, I had all of my meals tracked for today. Um, okay. So yeah, that's my number one tip. Track it. What advice would you give yourself at your highest weight? You are worth so much more than you give yourself credit for. Because that's something that I struggled with. I did not have a sense of self-worth. What is your number one way to stay motivated? I enjoy watching so many different YouTubers, and I don't want to go through them because honestly, not everybody has the same taste as me. Not everybody's going to like the same people, but there are so many great YouTubers, y'all. They are amazing and they are a wealth of information. Even if you don't agree with everything that they do, there's so much information out there, and there are ways that you can make the plan work for you, even if you choose not to do, like me, that you choose not to do all the fat-free stuff. I would much rather focus on the whole foods than the fat-free stuff any day of the week. I may use less of a full-fat cheese than I would a fat-free cheese, but I know what I'm putting in my body when I put it in there, and that's important for me. The other way that I stay motivated, coming now, it's coming and talking to y'all. It helps me. It helps more than y'all may fully understand, especially if you don't do it yourself. And I'm so thankful that Robbie talked me into doing this as much as I thought I couldn't do it. I have amazing family support, and I know not everybody does. But you know what? When push comes to shove, if I tell my husband I want this, whatever this is, we're going to figure out a way to get it. But now, and that was a bad habit, even as little as last month. I was eating ice cream from Baskin Robbins. And not no diet ice cream either. It wasn't the sugar-free stuff. It was the full fat, full sugar versions. Because I'm a bit stubborn like that. But as much as he tries to hold me accountable in that regard, I have no qualms about, going, whatever. And I found that out about myself many, many moons ago when I did Weight Watchers. Gosh, in the 90s maybe. I told people because I wanted them to know. And then I got in this habit of having a whatchamacallit every day. And if y'all don't know what a whatchamacallit is, it's candy bar. I would go buy one from the vending machine. I would pack my lunch, but I would go buy a whatchamacallit from the vending machine, and I had it every day. And my friends at work that I was eating with would finally start going, "Hey Tracy, should you be eating that?" I have the points for it. But if you've been on Weight Watchers for any length of time, you know not all points are created equal. And y'all, I could have spent my points much better if I had had, some vegetables with, broccoli with cheese sauce from Green Giant, or buttered Brussels sprouts, or. But you live and you learn. And that's one of the big things, is you have to figure out how to make this journey your own. Can I tell you that I've lost, a ton of weight, that I've hit goal? No. But what I can tell you is, despite the fact that I've been paying for this, yeah, I know, y'all don't even, all this time, because I have. And every year I say, I want to hit goal this year, I want to hit goal this year. But I don't make it happen. But this year, I'm taking matters into my own hands. I've been on a self-discovery journey this year, and it has helped me break through some walls and some boundaries that I didn't even realize I had. Y'all, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of this journey. We are so worth it. And the 200-pound me versus the, let's see, that would make me about 25 pounds down from that point. That makes a difference, y'all. It makes a difference with my knees and my back and my, my wrists when I'm trying to do push-ups or plank, or it makes a difference. But it's worth it, y'all. It is 110% worth it. Okay, as far as who to tag, honestly, he didn't tag Lisa with From Dumpy to Diva. So Lisa, if you haven't already done it, if you don't mind, please. I would love to hear your responses, and if you want to do it, and let me know, I will bring it up in another video, and that way I can send people over to your channel. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody else's responses. Okay, have a great night, y'all.